Good morning everyone. I am Pritish Bhanja and today I am going to take you through certain aspects of English which is quite important and very helpful as far as your cracking job and after job life is concerned. Well, I predominantly deal with verbal ability and soft skills. So, I will give you a touch of what verbal ability is all about and soft skills as well. Let me start with soft skills. Few days back, I came across a very pleasantly shocking information about our Sundar Pichai, the CEO of Alphabet Incorporation. Friends and students, as I said, it was pleasantly shocking. I got to know that this man earns 3.5 crore per day. His per day salary is 3.5 crore. You know, I was amazed, I was shocked, I was surprised. I couldn't really believe as to how come these people make this kind of money. And it is not that he is the only person in this world who gets this kind of money. There are many more who get this kind of money. Well, so what I did is my research took me higher as I get involved in soft skill and interviews and group discussions. So I wondered as to what exactly would be the questions asked to these kind of people who they pay 3.5 crore per day. What are the question types these kind of people might be facing? And my research ended on this note that they are simply asked of majorly most of the interviews, these people of this kind, of this stature are asked, define the worst moment of your life and how did you face it and what was your experience. And if this is the question, what exactly would they be expecting the answer from? So, I kept on trying to know more about this, and then I landed up in a very surprising yet a pleasant information that they are least bothered about what the situation was and how did this man face it and what was his experience. I learned that these people want to know what was the attitude. I repeat, and you should listen to this in bold and in quotation. Attitude. Attitude is what matters. What was the attitude when he was suffering, when he was in this ordeal, when he was in this challenging situation, and what is his attitude today when he is recalling that particular time. So, friends and students, once again I want to tell you and reinforce the fact that attitude matters. You know what? India, like many other countries in this crisis situation, the pandemic, life was thrown into a mess, and what was seen was absolute, a tarnishing, moving back, slowing down and getting into the drains, if I may say that, economy. But what India has done so far is quite amazing. This is the sentiment, this is the attitude of a leader of a nation to rebuild from scratches, and I am sure we can get through that. So, friends, once again I want to get you back to the concept of having a fine attitude, an attitude to learn, an attitude to relearn, and an attitude to unlearn if there was any mistake as such. Friends, I repeat, learn, relearn and unlearn. I would like to focus and reinforce on these things. Learn means having an appetite to learn more and more, having always an embracing arms to get more, and relearn means revising those things, because many a time what happens is if you have learned something, you may think that I have covered everything, but trying to go back, there will be many chapters, many areas, many issues that will come up again where you would be facing newer things. So, that is relearn. Unlearn means something over the time what happens is those become redundant, those go to the past. So, you got to update yourself with these things. So, that I mean by unlearning, so that you can have a fresh mind to learn even newer things and more things. So, I repeat, friends, attitude is what matters. I want to give you the message through this that whatever time you have, please use it for the best, and I will take you through the other aspects of English as a whole. So, I am sure you are going to be it's going to be helpful in some way or the other. Okay, now coming back, this is not entirety of soft skill though, I just gave you a touch of attitude, and while I wind up I am going to give you another touch of soft skill. Now coming to, well, soft skill encompasses of group discussions, personal interview, communication, non-verbal etiquette and many other such things. Coming to verbal ability. Now verbal ability is also a vast area, friends. It starts with vocabulary, analogy, jumbled paragraph, reading comprehension, critical reasoning. We also have fill in the blanks and sentence correction or error detection, like grammatical mistakes that people do. So today I will not be able to cover all. I am sure that I can be of some help to you. I will guide you through fewer sentences that we colloquially come across and make mistakes, and how funny and ridiculous these sentences can go if you do not know the real use of these things. So let us get started with verbal ability. Now here is my question. My question to you, I'll speak out the question, I'll write it on the board also. Question is, let's eat grandma, we are hungry, or I reverse it. Number 1, we are hungry, let's eat grandma. Okay, so a question will come in this fashion. Let me tell you. So they want your usage, your command over English. Now this sentence is actually wrong. Why is this sentence wrong? Let me tell you. Okay, you are hungry. What do you do? When you are hungry, you eat pizza, you eat biscuit, you eat rice, you eat pizza. So when you are hungry, so what does this mean? Let's eat grandma. That means you are hungry and you want to eat grandma. How ridiculous and funny is that? Just imagine. Friends, the error over here is not as such English. It's just with a small sign that is called as a comma. This comma does away with that ridiculously funny sentence. These people, the grandchildren, in this sentence seems that they want to eat grandma. How can that be so possible that you want to eat your grandma? So we are hungry, let's eat burger. So that means you want to eat burger. We are hungry, let's eat pizza. That means you want to eat pizza. So when you say let's eat grandma, that means you want to eat your grandmother. That is wrong. So this comma helps you that you are referring to your grandmother to eat something. You are asking your grandmother that, grandma, we are hungry, let us have something. So this comma does away with that funny sentence. Have a look at question number 2. Will you hang the calendar, or I will hang myself? So again, it may sound that the sentence does not carry any mistake. What's the harm in this? The speaker says, will you hang the calendar, or I will do that, I will hang myself. No, the speaker does not say that. What the speaker says is, will you hang the calendar, or I will kill myself. That is what reflects from this sentence, which is quite and obnoxiously wrong. Will you hang the calendar, or I will hang myself. How ridiculous the sentence is. So friends, here again a small thing, but not a punctuation, of course. I will hang not myself but the calendar. So friends, mark the word it. I will hang it myself. The pronoun it tells that the speaker says, if you do not hang the calendar, I will hang myself, or I will hang it myself. I will not kill myself by having myself, hung. So this is the problem, the mistake in question number 2. Let me take you through question number 3. I want to go to my village to sell a piece of land with my wife. Okay, I beg your I am sorry if my handwriting is not legible, I will read that for your sake. I want to go to my village to sell a piece of land with my wife. You know what the speaker wants to do? He wants to go to his village for two purposes. For two purposes. One, to sell his land and to sell his wife. How wrong is that? How erroneous is that? See, to sell, what does he want to sell? He wants to sell a piece of land with his wife. Now, coming back, what does it say? The second clause, the verb clause over here, it says that to sell a piece of land, we have a preposition and complement to preposition, my wife. So, that means he wants to sell the piece of land with his wife, which is so very wrong. Friends, I cannot have this here. So, the actual position of with my wife should be he actually wants to go to his village with his wife. So, it has to be rather in the first clause, I want to go to my village with my wife. So, this with my wife, why does he want to go to his village with his wife? To sell a piece of land. So, this seems to do away with the mistake that the earlier sentence had. Now, coming to question number 4, friends. Okay, now what we usually in Gita College do is, and especially the training department, we take the students through the present and the most contemporary issues, the everything and anything that is trending, that is in the present time, that is to be given to the students, we carry that to the students. So, I have two sentences which will pertain to the present things happening around. Have a look at question number 4. The special Shramik train will reach West Bengal at 6 p.m. in the evening. Okay. So, what is the mistake in this sentence? By the way, I excuse myself of having West Bengal because there was an issue related to West Bengal. West Bengal was not permitting trains. I do not want to get into that political thing. So, I do not want to be punched by Shri Piyush Goyal, our railway minister, or Mamta Didi. They both are amazing political leaders. They are leaders, of course. So, I am not politically correct or politically incorrect over here, but I am just talking about the grammatical aspect of this particular sentence. So, let us get into the grammatical nuances. The special Shramik train will reach West Bengal at 6 p.m. in the evening. Now, come to this particular phrase, in the evening. Now, you tell me, 6 p.m., does it happen in the morning? No. Does it happen in the noon? No. By default, it has to, and it got to happen in the evening. So, if you just write 6 p.m. and full stop, does it not mean that it will be in the evening? Of course. So, what is that in the evening doing there? So, friends, in the evening is redundant. Friends, I repeat, in the evening is redundant. We have a vast area called as redundancy in English usage. Now, these are certain redundancy. For example, we say repeat again. Now, again, say again and repeat again. You cannot have that. You either say repeat or you say it again. You cannot say repeat again. Similarly, we say return back. If you say return home soon, that means come back home soon. Or you say come back home soon. But what do you mean when you try to say return back home soon? Return back is wrong. Similarly, we say exactly same. Now, exactly means same means exactly. What does these two words have to do there at one place? So, these are certain erroneous usage we use as far as redundancy is concerned. Now, I will take you through the 5th sentence of verbal ability. Now, I must remind you that this is just one area of the vast verbal ability section. So, we were not touching into other areas. Now, coming to the 5th question. The PPEs I'm sure that you know what are this PPE stands for, and N95 masks India produces are superior than those China produces. Okay. So, if I may ask you, what are these PPEs? These are personal protective equipment. I am sure you are aware of what are these PPEs, and how did this come into being, and where do we stand as far as these PPEs and N95 masks are concerned. Our Prime Minister very fondly to the nation said that we are making 2 lakh N95 masks every day, and we have started also making PPEs, which earlier was quite not, or it was produced in a negligible scale. Now, let us not get into those facts now. So, coming to the grammatical aspect of this question, the PPEs and N95 masks India produces are superior than those China produces. Okay, the error is, let me just directly get to the error. It's superior to. I am sure many of you feel that, why is that superior to? It's not superior than. Well, let me tell you, whenever you compare, you always use the word than, isn't it, friends? Of course, yes. For example, bigger than, smaller than, more beautiful than, happier than, we always deeper than, darker than, fairer than, prettier than, we always use than. But remember, there are 7 words, I repeat, 7 words where you never use than. Instead, you use to. For example, you don't say, Rahul Bhaiya is senior than me. You ideally have to say, according to English usage, you have to say Rahul Bhaiya is senior to me and not than. So, what are those 7 words, friends? Number 1, senior, junior, superior, inferior, anterior, posterior, and prefer. For example, I love tea than coffee. Correct. I like tea than coffee. Correct. But I prefer lemonade to orange juice. You cannot say I prefer lemonade than orange juice, because the rule says simply that whenever you use the 7 words, you have to use to in place of than. Now, so this I'll not cover the entire, it's never can be done in one class or within half an hour. So, I am going to stop verbal ability here, but a part of my duty and my course is to inspire and motivate students, because this is a very fundamental part of the very training department. So, friends, I will leave you today with an inspirational story, and I will tell you how is this story relevant to you and to our college, and how are we relevant in your life choosing the course of engineering in Gita. Now, there was this young child, quite young, and he returns one day and gives his diary to his mom and says, Mom, here is the diary, and principal sir told to give it to you. He has written a message to you. And the mom reads the message. And then the mom hugs this child and says, nothing to worry. Amazing. I am so proud of you, my son. And then the child wants to know, what has principal written about me? The child gets inflated. He feels happier than ever before. He feels so happy that the mom says that I am so proud of you. And then he wants to know what exactly was written in the diary. The mom says, your principal has written that you are an amazing student. You have a mind beyond everyone. So, it is better that I teach you. It is better that I move you to a better school, because they are not sufficient to teach you. And then this man, this child grows on to become a man, and he is none other than Thomas Alva Edison. I am sure I should not tell much about this man. You choosing the career of engineering would know everything about him. So, this man, one time when he was doing his household work much after his mother is gone, he finds the favorite and special box that mother used to hold very close to her, and then he opens the box, and in the box the mother has some special attached things, and out of which he also sees that diary, that school diary. And he takes that diary, he recalls that moment when he was a child and when his mother had hugged him tight saying that, "You are amazing, I am proud of you. Your principal has sent a message writing that you are an intellect mind." He wants to know in which language, in which particular words the principal has written this message. And he flips the pages, and to his shock and surprise, he finds that the principal's message was not what the mother said. It was written there that your child is special. Your child does not have a brain to learn. We cannot afford to have your child in our school. He cannot learn. Take him away. The mother's faith in the child was so strong that he became to one of the finest scientists of all times. Friends and students, in Gita, we also do the same. We not only serve as the role of teachers, but we get into the role of father and a mother, and we very closely help you guide the best that possibly we could in you. And trust me, our students get involved in various things, in a lot many things, and these are designed and devised by the students themselves. And I am certain that that is what is making our college different than other colleges. Thank you very much. And in order to get in touch with me, I have my name and my contact number and other details there on the screen. You can get in touch with me for more details and to know more about the college. Thank you very much. Thank you.